fastest show in sports.
It is fascinating to watch what is happening with Kawhi Leonard and how he managed to get himself out of Toronto, and then how he managed to get himself into a deal with the Clippers, and how he managed, of course, to work this all out so he could make more money without having to do anything. I want to begin with, and if anybody's not aware, Kawhi Leonard got out of Toronto by making contract demands, which absolutely positively are either, you go to yourself, how the hell can he do this? But the imagination factor here of he and his agent to do this, to get him out of Toronto, was absolutely brilliant.
I don't think Kawhi cares at all. He was at the U.S. Open over the weekend.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about anything. No one's taking money away from him.
Somebody tried to give him money the way he wanted to. So what's he going to say, no?
No. Ballmer's going to take a hit.
Yeah.
He's taking a hit. The Clippers are going to take a hit. But the Star wrote that this was Kawhi Leonard's camp's demands for the Raptors in 19. A trade for Paul George. We were all aware of that.
Yeah.
Now, again, why Paul George had to be the guy, again, speaks to why athletes cannot be involved in management because they have no idea what they're doing.
No.
None. Yeah. Paul George is a really talented player, never won anything, went to L.A., did nothing.
But are they best friends or something that
They're
I'm
both
missing?
from L.A. They grew up playing in L.A.
Yeah.
I think they were close enough. I don't know if they were best friends, but both L.A. guys both grew up playing against each other. Connections, maybe the same agent. I don't know exactly how deep it went, but that became clearly a part of Kawhi's world. For whatever reason, I need Paul George playing with me.
Right.
An extra $10 million in sponsorship income, bluntly stating, quote, we don't want to do anything, quote. So
nothing for it, just put 10 sheets in our pocket.
Yes.
That's a tree planting.
Find a tree planting company and give me $10 million.
Christie Pitts. That's what it was.
More or less.
I know it's desperation, and we talked about these negotiations, but as soon as I read that language, I'm gone.
And I think that's what Masai and company sniffed out. They said, this guy's not serious. Or Ballmer came over the top. He asked for 10 from the Raptors. Clearly, he asked for 28.
Yeah.
Or more, 40, 50 million.
Ballmer said,
from the Clippers, and Ballmer said, I don't care.
28 cash in your jeans.
Absolutely.
Uncle Dennis. Have Uncle Dennis pick it up.
This is, I think, the bombshell
of any negotiation.
Negotiation. And I have so much respect for it because if you're going to get crazy, and you're in a room with Masai and you're in a room with Larry Tannenbaum, you might as well get crazy.
Yeah.
Kawhi asked for partial ownership of the Maple Leafs. Do you know how insane that ask is? I'll take some of the hockey team, too. That seems to be popular up here.
Yeah.
Give me a piece of the pot.
Mike, it's brilliant from an agent perspective more than anything else because you know they're not going to go for the deal. They make such outrageous demands that Kawhi knew that he was going to get out of Toronto. He didn't want to play there.
Well, wait. Was Kawhi? Let's go back. Was Kawhi Leonard a free agent after that year?
I don't know.
If he was, then who? They didn't have any contractual rights to him. He didn't want to be in Toronto. He was, he went there. He won a championship for him. I hate to say it, TSN guys, Canadian sports journalism guys, but be happy that a real American basketball player gave you a title. You Canucks, you Great White North losers.
Also, be happy that Kawhi Leonard got out because you didn't have to.
He should have got a piece of Molson beer too. He should have got a piece of Molson beer. All right.
So then we have he's out, he's with the Clippers, and then this breaks.
A stunning development and explosive allegations out of the NBA today involving the Clippers alleging that they paid Kawhi Leonard $28 million outside of the league's salary cap. Podcaster Pablo Torre broke the allegations, reporting today that internal documents suggest the Clippers orchestrated a so-called no-show job that funneled that $28 million to Leonard through Aspiration. Aspiration is a now bankrupt tree planting company with financial ties to team owner Steve Ballmer. Now, according to an unnamed former employee, those payments were designed to circumvent the league's 2023 collective bargaining agreement. It is a serious violation, punishable by fines, forfeiture of draft picks, along with potentially voiding any player contract and a suspension for any team personnel involved in such a violation. We should clarify, for now, the NBA has not announced any formal investigation, but given the allegations now being public, it could be forced to act. The Clippers today responding saying, quote, neither Mr. Ballmer nor the Clippers circumvented the salary cap or engaged in any misconduct related to Aspiration, adding that the team ended its relationship with Aspiration roughly 3 years ago. Now, Leonard, who is currently 34, is now under contract through the 2026-2027 season as part of a 3-year, $153 million deal.
Okay,
Mike?
so look. Pablo obviously got some good documents on this. And
Well, I'll have those in just a minute because let's go ahead and talk about this. But I can show you exactly what Pablo's got. Go ahead.
so, so unless the Clippers, Bomber's excuse is that he was fleeced by this Aspiration company and its owner, and he's unless the Clippers produce a digital paper trail that exonerates them, yeah, they should lose a draft pick. They should lose. They
Lose
should,
more than that.
Yeah, I mean, there's there's no death penalty in the NBA, and
Well,
and
maybe
there's
we
been
have
a
to
lot
have
more.
one.
There's circumvention all the time in professional sports in different ways. They get creative, but yeah, if he's doing a no-show job and it's because it's to get this extra chunk of change so he can go there. Yeah, I'm sure owner Adam Silver's going to throw the book at him.
Well, but see, that's a good. Well, let's stop there for a second. Then, when you talk about Adam Silver throwing the book at Ballmer and the Clippers, I don't think he will, because I don't think he has the guts to do it. Because the Clippers are still an organization that is part of the NBA, makes money for them. At the end of the day, the commissioner still basically answers to the owners at this point. What's he going to do? If you take something like this, yeah, I agree with you. There should be something along the lines of a death penalty to where you're out. Maybe you can't win a title for a year. Maybe you get rid of all that. I don't know what it is. But you have to do something here, Mike.
Yeah, well, I think Adam Silver, whom I know personally and have known for a long time, is he's about integrity of the league. He's about all those things.
Yes.
But he's also, as you said, his bosses are the owners.
Right.
And if the other 29 teams, or how many ever other teams there are in the NBA, communicate to him like, "Hey, this guy went over and aboard," like they did with Donald Sterling to get the racist out of there. That was the players association and the players really forced that move. Adam Silver wanted to do it, but it was exacerbated by this wasn't going to be good business for them. The players could strike if they didn't get rid of Sterling. I think that the owners are going to raise hell over this if they haven't already, and they're probably going to go, we've tried some underhanded crap, but this is beyond the pale.
Well, but see, that's where it's going to be. Adam Silver can say all he wants about what my punishment levels are and what I can do, but he's still going to be run by the owners themselves, who are going to tell him one way or another, whether it's publicly or whether it's privately, of what to do about Ballmer. Look, Ballmer certainly may have some friends among the other owners, and they're going to say they want to punish him. But if you set a precedent for something like this, there's going to be a couple of owners out there who might say, well, I got to be very careful because I don't want something to snap back at us later down the road if something goes on and there's some extra going on. But at the same breath, what is that death penalty? A couple of draft picks? Big deal. Okay, you can still go out and you can spend free agent money. Do you take a couple of draft picks away and then you cut their salary cap down to where the cap is maybe much less? I don't know what the cap is right now in the NBA. But let's say the cap is $100 million. You then tell the Clippers for the next 5 years, your cap is $60 million. See, that's the other thing here, Mike. If you're going to punish somebody, you can't just do it for a season or two. You gotta come up with something which bags somebody so bad that nobody will ever think about doing this ever again.
Here you go. 2 first-round draft picks the next 2 years, 3 years of 7. If the salary cap were 100 million, 72 million. You 28 million. You're docked. The 28 million that you circumvent the cap with, you're docked for 3 years. It irrevocably changes the future of your franchise. What it can spend, what it can do. And I think that would be a detriment. That would be a way of a punitive measure that would make Steve Ballmer and the other owners, for that matter, go, Jesus, I'm not going to do that again.
Because, and you're right, because if you think about it then, even though you may not have a couple of draft picks and your cap is cut, you're going to have a lot of players who don't want to come play for you, veteran players who might sign with you down the road, who you can say, well, we can sign this guy and this guy and this guy, and we can help rebuild quickly. Well, this guy and this guy and this guy don't want to come play for you because they know you're not going to win a championship. You're not going to contend for one, and they don't want to be on board a sinking ship.
Yeah.
But then again, the fans are the ones who are also going to take a hit here because the fans are going to basically say, shit, we got no chance for the next 5-6 years. What am I spending money for?
Billy Crystal would be like, the number one Clipper fan would be like, Jesus, I'm going to die, and this team will not have won a title while I'm here. And the Clippers are going to go back to being the Clippers of old. That would be sad for everyone. But you know what?
Tough.
Hey, consequences come with actions.
I want to bring this up too because what you mentioned in Pablo Torre, and I have to give him credit where credit is due. Wherever his sources are and whatever he's doing, he's nailing this thing to the wall. And I'm, as somebody who's done his own investigating over the years, I'm impressed with what he has done and the documents that he's gotten. Here's just an example, and this is what Pablo revealed on his show. And they found the smoking gun. Without question, this basically puts Ballmer and the Clippers right in the crosshairs.
Now, one central question in these allegations has been, since the company Aspiration was struggling financially, how are they paying Kawhi Leonard this alleged large sum? Well, Pablo Torre, he had new information on his podcast, which released Thursday morning.
Something happened just 9 days before the wire out to Kawhi's KL2 Aspire LLC for $1.75 million on December 15th.
On December 6th of 2022, a wire in from DEA 88 Investments in the amount of $1,999,999.59.
According to my 7 sources, as well as Aspiration's internal cash forecast for sponsorship payments, which is a spreadsheet I obtained, one of the company's absolute top priorities, despite the total financial show enveloping this company, was simple. Hey, KL2 Aspire LLC. According to this Green Bank's Silicon Valley Bank statements, please tell us when exactly Aspiration finally does wire their months late second payment to Kawhi Leonard.
December 15th of 2022.
On December 6th of 2022, a wire in from DEA 88 Investments.
I said to myself, should probably look up the registered agent on file, and it turned out to be a man named Dennis. Not Uncle Dennis. Dennis J. Wong, our different Dennis, is the vice chairman of the Los Angeles Clippers.
End of story.
Beautiful.
Ballmer's dead.
So here's the deal. So one, sports journalism is not dead. We
Thank
can say
goodness.
that now. And two, God bless Pablo Torre for continuing to dig. The greatest thing in the world you can get, and I've been on these stories before, especially when Pat Riley was leaving the Knicks years ago. When you get documents that nobody else has, people start talking to you because they want to know what you have. You're no longer just a player. You're no longer the reporter that's trying to find out stuff. You're the reporter that has information that they want to know what it is, and they all of a sudden they start telling you what's and then who to talk to. So I think this is great. I hope that this all holds up, and I hope that the Clippers are just massively punished for this.
Well, that's just it. Ballmer's toast now because they actually have somebody right in his front office, a right-hand man, one of his own governors, is shoveling $2 million into a bank account so that Kawhi can get his $1.75 million. Does it before it's all done. They have the paper trail now that's set. And Ballmer has gone out in front of everybody and said, I didn't know anything about it. We absolutely, positively, without question, we have not broken the rules whatsoever. Hey, Steve, you better get a really good lawyer and start to work here because it looks like they got you by the balls.
And you know how this is going down, right? old Dennis Wong is going to become a fall guy. Somebody's going to become a fall guy in the organization.
Sure.
He'll still get fined, but he'll have no, what do you call it? No culpability.
Yeah.
No culpability. He'll be like willful. He'll be like ignorant, but not willful. He'll just be ignorant because there was nothing that went back to him. That's the only way he's getting out of it.
Yeah,
If there's
right.
any
So
paper
are you going to
trail,
tell
if
me?
there's any paper trail back to him, I mean, he could be censured. He might, I don't think he'll be told to sell the team, but
No.
certainly he'll be punished in ways that you could never imagine.
You're going to tell me, Steve Ballmer, you're going to look us right in the eye and say that a guy who is right there, a part of your ownership group, one of your governors, basically is a co-owner of the team, is shoveling $2 million for Kawhi Leonard to get paid, and you didn't know about it? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, but his lawyer's doing what his lawyer's doing what I tell my 10-year-old Elliot every time he gets out of the bathroom
Why?
now. I said, when your mom says who peed on the toilet seat, I want you to deny. Tell her you put it up.
Well, you know that's
Tell
what
her
they're
you
going to
put
do,
it
and
up.
he's doing
Don't
it the right
tell her
thing.
you left it. Don't tell her you left
Yes.
it down. Deny.
Well, that's all he's going to do, but the unfortunate thing about it for Ballmer's side is they got him. I mean, thanks to this, they got him, and Silver can't ignore this.
If they don't have him, if they don't have him, they certainly have the organization.
Well, they got Wong in the organization. So if they got the organization, wouldn't you agree then that they got Ballmer?
Yes. Yeah, he might not suffer as much personally. I mean, this is a billionaire several times over, a .com billionaire from back in the day. So he's going to be doing fine. But his team is going to be screwed, and his team is what that's his passion right now. He's that excitable fan like Mark Cuban was years ago. Gets up, does the whole fist, goofy white guy fist pump with the teeth over. Oh yeah, that's his baby, and it'll kill him. It'll literally kill him. I would go see my cardiologist after that came down.
Maybe the NBA has now got to come out with some kind of new rules, regulations, whatever, that if you're an owner of the franchise and if you do something that is detrimental to the franchise, detrimental to the league, and in many ways detrimental to the fans, because they're the ones paying the freight, no matter how you look at it, going after and basically buying the sponsors' goods, watching it on television, paying the money on cable, whatever it is, buying the tickets. They're the ones who are basically funding all this. That there has to be some kind of retribution here against the owner. Now, you said those words that I don't think they're going to make him sell the team, but
but
maybe they should.
What's sad is you get all that extra salary cap money to work with, and you're Ty Lue, and you still can't get him to the second round or the third round of the playoffs. What's wrong with you?
That's all, folks.